Actually, that looks like it might be used to get coconuts. We don't want to be standing there. Hello everyone, how's it going? So if you saw from all that footage at the beginning of the video, there has been so much rain and so much just water the past 2 days. It has nearly not stopped raining for the past 2 days. So I've been stuck, cooped up in my house waiting for this rain to stop. And some of you guys have seen all the news and stuff. There's been a lot of crazy storms and just crazy stuff going on throughout other parts of the world. And I saw this. I'm not 100% sure if it was totally true, but it looked pretty real from the footage. Some of the oceans in the Bahamas have seemed to have vanished, and a few days after that, it's pouring rain for days here. So I highly doubt it, but it seems like the oceans just lifted up from the Bahamas and headed on down to Costa Rica to just completely downpour it, and other parts of the world that have just been raining and tons of floods, just crazy amounts of water. There must just be so much water up in the mountains. So it has stopped raining this afternoon, and what I want to do is just go about the neighborhood and see what we come across. Maybe there's some damage, or maybe any landslides, or destruction on the road, or trees that have fallen over. We'll go around and see what we come across. But if you can see, there's still just tons of clouds. So check out, all those are clouds. Those two little things are particles on my sensor that like to hang out on my camera. Not very nice. If you see these plants right here, I do not know the name exactly, but they're very common here. And they almost look like they could be some type of orchid or something, like some type of really nice flower, but they're completely wild and they grow on their own. So right here, just randomly you see one of these, but what's funny is if you follow where the water would be running, so this is kind of a river that showed up, if we follow it, we'll probably find some more of these orchid type flowers. So let's go following it. And behold the massive patch of those same exact flowers. So because of all the rain and all the water, I guess just some of the plants, they decided to just like hop in the river, catch a ride, and end up down over there. Considering that these flowers are totally wild, they actually look fairly nice. So I'll give you guys a little hint. So right here we got some banana plants with some teeny tiny bananas, not quite ripe or edible. Got some little tiny papayas, maybe not the edible ones, but I'm thinking of doing a little challenge. I'm not sure when I would do it, either in a few days or in a few weeks, whenever I get a chance to. Maybe do it with a friend or two, or maybe just do it on my own. And I'm not going to tell you guys what the challenge will be, but if you can guess it, well, good on ya. Does this ever happen to you guys? Just randomly, your clothes just get like a little hole for no reason. These shorts, love these shorts. Shorts are awesome, and they randomly get a hole. Makes no sense. But I guess it means that they're getting use, that's good, I guess. It's almost like the branch was growing and then it just kind of got like flattened out, like a little pancake or sandwich, and then it's just kind of flattened out. So I'm always searching for this, and what I'm always searching for is, you see those beams or rays or little lines of light passing through the tree line? These are always a nice find, but sometimes they're hard to come across. Actually once heard that if you have those beams of light passing through a window into your house or something, you can catch them in a box and you'll have the rest of your day will either be better or you'll have good luck or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it looks like a blue firefly. Or dragonfly. Not a firefly, a dragonfly. But it's blue. I've never seen a blue one before. Interesting. What is that? Oh, do you guys see that? Look at that. You see that massive butterfly? Whoa, where'd it go? Whoa, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That massive morpho butterfly just landed on me. What? That has never happened before. I'm not sure where it just went. It just kind of flew that way. So there's the blue morpho butterfly, and that is it's the biggest butterfly in all of Costa Rica from what I've heard. And there's obviously different types. There's these really colorful ones that are completely blue, but then that one that we just spotted actually has, the heck is that? It's a little bird. Oh, I've seen those before. They're like these birds that just stay on the ground. They never fly. But anyways, the butterfly that has the big wings that have eyes on it. The reason they have eyes on it is so that when they're resting on a tree, it looks like a big animal up in the tree, even though it's just a butterfly. If I were to bunch a bunch of these together, I could probably make a makeshift little Tarzan swing. Never quite works as good as it does in the movies, but, you know, it works all right. But I have heard some people call these vines by a funny name. So these are the smaller ones, and people call them sometimes monkey ladders. So although they're vines, sometimes people refer to these as monkey ladders because monkeys will use them to get off the ground up into the trees. Got monkey ladder after monkey ladder after monkey ladder after monkey ladder after monkey ladder and another monkey ladder. Oh, what do we have here? So I guess these are what the roots from the vines look like, even though the vines just look like one big root. Oh, do you hear that? So what's funny is after it rains, there's all this water stuck up in the trees, leaves, and branches. So when a big gust of wind comes through, it sounds like the rain is coming back, but it's actually just water that's stuck up in the leaves. It's most definitely stormier than normal, definitely. Look at this mud. Because of all this rain, so much mud. And also, when you're down at the beach, if there's coconut trees nearby, always keep 2 eyes out for falling coconuts, because it's pretty, depending on the size of the coconuts, there can be some big, heavy coconuts falling out of trees, especially when it's windy and rainy. So whenever I'm near coconut trees, I always like to be looking up or just run through the area quickly, so I don't like to hang out underneath coconut trees that have a lot of those massive coconuts up there. I just said coconuts like 20 times. Anyways, the point is, be careful, because they're dangerous. Just look at these coconuts. Those are a fairly good size. And then a little bit over here, some more coconuts. And then more coconuts somewhere over there. More coconuts. So what I like to do when I'm here, definitely don't hang out underneath these coconut trees. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move quickly. Ugh! Oh my gosh, I almost just slipped. Okay, that's also a bad idea to try to run through mud. You may slip. Ugh. Ah. Ah. Oh my. Wow, waves are definitely stormier than normal. There's some nice clouds. Alright, we're at the beach. It is fairly windy. Hopefully it's not completely screwing up this audio. But this storm, look at that cloud right there. And also the ocean. The waves, the ocean just looks overall super stormy. Just lots of bumps and stuff. Lots of, just very messy looking. And it looks like we're probably gonna have some more rain today. So, past few days have been raining a lot. Looks like the storm isn't quite over, but I'm glad I'm able to get out for an hour or two right now and just see what's going on around the neighborhood. The furry coconut. The one sad thing about when all this rain comes in, it's kind of a bummer, is there's all this garbage that washes up on the beaches, and I'm not sure where this garbage comes from, but wherever it comes from, whether it's other beaches or other countries, there's all this garbage that washes up on this beach that isn't normally here, but then because of all the rains, it's just weird. It's all this garbage starts to wash up, like broken signs and pieces of garbage and all this stuff. So have to do some beach cleanup some of these days. Okay, we just gotta manage to climb up this piece. Maybe it's easier to climb from over there. Okay, what is this? Just found a random piece of rebar up here in the trees. Actually, that looks like it might be used to get coconuts. We don't want to be standing there. Okay, so oh, gosh, so sketchy. I saw that piece of rebar and then I was like, coconut tree, uh-oh, coconuts. I do not want to be underneath these coconuts, so at the moment, no coconuts, much better. So, yeah, it's hard to keep that in mind sometimes, so you got to try to remember to stay away from those dangerous coconuts. So I'm sure some of you who watch my videos are probably maybe filmmakers or YouTubers or getting into filming, and there is this certain piece of equipment that I find myself using way more than I expected I would. And it's something I wouldn't think that I would use as much as I do use, and it's this right here. This is known as a cam caddy, and I believe this one might be known as the scorpion cam caddy or something, because it kind of looks like a scorpion. The camera's right there, got the scorpion tail. Anyways, this works like a stabilizer, so it's not quite to the level of stableness as a gimbal or a Steadicam, but it's much more stable than being handheld. So, and the best part is this is only like $15, $20. So I would say very affordable compared to some other pieces of equipment. But these are mostly known to be used by skateboarders to get those low shots and stuff. But I find this works very well for just day-to-day adventures and vlogs and stuff, because I can have 3 points of contact. I can have both my hands on the camera and I can place this against my head, which totally looks goofy and ridiculous, but the footage just looks much more smooth. So totally worth it, totally worth it. And I can get those really low shots. Also, I can place my camera on the ground or something, and I don't really like placing my camera directly on the ground, or especially if it's a bit damp or wet or muddy, but this has a little bit of some legs, so you're not putting your camera directly on the ground. So yeah, cheap, decent stabilizer, totally recommend it. I have seen some reviews on YouTube of this stabilizer, this cam caddy, and the footage that they show is like, whoa, super shaky. And it's so weird because I look at my footage and then I look at their footage, I'm like, why does my footage look so much more stable? I'm using the exact same one. It's just, like with anything, the more you practice it, the better you tend to get. So the more you use like a gimbal or a stabilizer, the better you end up getting. Okay, do you see how orange my face looks? This is because the sunset is just so orange. My face looks so sunburned. but I'm gonna manually set some other white balance so that it looks nothing like it looks right now. Now I manually set a white balance and it looks almost like blue over here and blue around here. That's how big of a difference white balance can make to your footage. Okay, it's gonna start storming very soon, so we gotta start heading out of here. Alright guys, so I'm back at home and I'm guessing there's going to be a serious rain tonight because a lot of dark clouds are just rolling in, slowly just creeping up over the mountains. Like, I can see them. I know you're coming. Anyways, today's positive quote was sent to me from Satabone, and that is that if your trail is perfectly clear, you're most likely on someone else's. So I'm not about to say that, I am kind of going to say, but what I'm not saying is that something's wrong with following a trail, because sometimes maybe you're on a hike or you're trying to do something and there's a certain way of doing it which is going to be the most efficient and makes the most sense, and maybe that means doing it a way that someone else has already done it. Nothing's wrong with that. But sometimes you have the option of following a trail or kind of going about doing it your own way. Like the other day I was out hiking and I was following this river, and the river has already made this trail that I could follow. So if I wanted my life to be easier, I could have just followed the trail. But while I was going up the river, all of a sudden I just like felt just like getting off the river, getting off the trail that's already been made, making my own trail just up the mountain, and I ended up finding this nice big grassy open field with some nice views, which I otherwise wouldn't have found. The quotes that I like the most are the ones that aren't just like, just be positive, positive, positive. Those aren't my most favorite quotes. I like the ones that are just kind of like a normal sentence or a normal sentence that you would say, and then if you think about that sentence in a certain way, you see kind of like the positive attitude or the positive outlook of it. Oh my gosh, guys, there is so much noise going on right now. Hopefully the microphone isn't picking it up, but I hear dogs, a bunch of like 10 dogs barking. I hear some cars driving by. There's a weed whacker over there. Remember to keep always doing awesome stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow, early in the morning.